So this video has resurfaced and went viral of Diddy and Mike Tyson on Keenen Ivory Wayne's show back in 1998. I think a lot of us thought that they was on Arsenio Hall's show since the set looked very similar. Maybe they used the same set in Hollywood, not sure. But in this clip, Diddy is talking about the time he almost fell off stage and bust his ass. Guess it's something about the word ass that gets him all flirty. So he started moving his hand around the couch, and then Mike Tyson seemed like he was uncomfortable with it and picked Diddy's hand back up and put it back on his own lap. And people are saying that there was no funny business in this clip.
Oh, it truly is about the Benjamin, as we see.
Oh yes, he's glittering.
It truly is about the Benjamin.
Well, now when we come back, we're going to talk more with Puffy, and if you want to hang out, more than welcome to stick around, my brother. All right, we'll be right back with more right after this.
Katt Williams, Jaguar Wright, and 50 Cent have been telling us about the kind of freak stuff that Diddy gets up to behind closed doors for a long time now. But not many other people came forward to expose him because of the power he had in the industry. Since Cassie's lawsuit and since he got raided though, more and more people are speaking up. One of those people is Mike Tyson. See, Tyson himself has been involved in lawsuits, so he's no stranger to being cancelled. And he's got a pass with Diddy himself. So when he speaks about him, it's from a place of experience. What did Mike Tyson say? Stick around and I'll tell you. Tyson and Diddy used to be friends, but he's now allegedly leaked a list of people Diddy has slept with. Katt Williams definitely called it. He said Diddy would get exposed this year, and he definitely has.
Big deviance is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all.
Did anybody pay attention to the part of that interview where Katt said he'd turned down $50 million from Diddy 4 separate times?
I had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Kid, I need to know. You here, get your number.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Mike Tyson has a list of domestic violence allegations against him. He even served time for Basically, Mike Tyson has a list of naughty deeds longer than Santa's, and it tells the story of a guy who can't keep his hands off women. It's not any wonder that he and Diddy buddied up. But now Mike has calmed down quite a bit and worked to get his collective shit together. He's working to be less violent and more open-minded since his retirement, and he's recently started talking about his time with Diddy.
I used to have crates when I used to have my after parties and stuff. Also when they were throwing parties. I remember
This
him.
is when he was the CEO founder of Bad Boy.
No, I don't think he was Bad Boy yet. No, he wasn't him. Damon Dash and all those guys, they weren't on yet.
Tyson says Diddy has been throwing these parties since before he was even doing Bad Boy Records. Now, the reason that Tyson is talking about Diddy is because clips have started resurfacing of Diddy literally playing with Tyson's butt on live TV during an interview.
Oh, it truly is about the Benjamin, as we see.
Oh yes, he's glittering.
It truly is about the Benjamin.
Well, now when we come back, we're going to talk more with Puffy, and if you want to hang out, more than welcome to stick around, my brother. All right, we'll be right back with more right after this.
Diddy looked pretty upset when Tyson moved away, so Tyson has pretty much first-hand knowledge about how Diddy moves. Here's what we know about who Diddy has allegedly been with. First, there's Meek Mill. Everybody knows that Diddy had a sort of mentorship role with Meek, and there had been some rumors that it was more than that. But now there's straight evidence that it was way more than that, thanks to one of Diddy's former bodyguards who recorded some of the noises he was hearing from the door. He said Diddy spiked everyone's drinks at one of his parties so that they wouldn't object.
Champagne was spiked, son. Like, all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed the out. I don't drink, so I was playing that off like I don't drink. I smoke. Like, I smoke and I had my own weed, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against cheeks. I heard struggling to take. I heard like, yeah, daddy, like when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling. Like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all this. I was like, This Diddy.
You know I wouldn't tell you there's audio without bringing it to you. But before we get to that, please take a moment to like and subscribe because I did a really deep dive to find you this info and you know that's worth a like. Anyway, if I had to hear it, so do you. Here it goes. Now, we don't have as much evidence when it comes to Usher, but Usher did stay at Diddy's home for a year when he was 14 for what Diddy was calling his flavor camp, mentoring young men and helping them succeed in the industry. But a lot of people were saying it wasn't as simple as that. There's a rumor going around that Usher's mom got really upset because he'd caught an STD after being at Diddy's house. And I can't concretely say that's true, but what I can tell you is that in 2017, a woman named Laura Helms sued Usher for giving her herpes, and he settled the lawsuit with her. And Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, says the relationship was more than just mentor-mentee, and that Usher even had to go to the hospital because of stuff Diddy did to him.
And Usher did have a situation, and that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. Let Usher mama explain that to you. And the hospital was in Scarsdale, New York.
Usher did an interview with Howard Stern where he described some of his time at Flavor Camp.
To New York City. And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea.
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really.
Come on.
But hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 in with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And what
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Oh, no.
And that tells me everything I need to know about the situation. Why was he so quick to say hell no? He didn't even have to think about it. Check out this clip where Diddy admits to sleeping with him.
That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And I'm
what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's going to acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes. And we're streaming live.
What the F did Puff just say? Indeed. He tried to hook up with Fabulous too, but it made him pretty uncomfortable and he dipped out and left the party. Fabulous said something went down at the party that caught him off guard, so he left. I had to pretend to head to the restroom only to make a stealthy exit when Diddy was looking the other way.
Parties, but I was more like just trying to just vibe, like just see where I look back on where I became.
Did you miss me though?
It's homophobic, but I'm not homophobic, and I really don't, care. You know what I'm saying? But I'm bad at the game, and it's probably hilarious.
Gene Deal also said Diddy and Ja Rule had hooked up and that he saw the two naked men run out of a hotel room. The encounter started with Diddy going to buy butt plugs.
This story starts when I'm with Puff, and he's in exotic bookstores, and he's doing shopping. Right, he's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, he got to go put it on the counter and, show everybody what he's getting. So as he's going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side, and then he picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there, and it said butt plugs.
Then they went to North Carolina with Ja Rule in tow.
this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm hearing at the door and stuff like that, like, yeah, so then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff, they're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bruh, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them.
The guy tried to rush the room and Deal had to get rough with him.
Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, Gene, that's my cousin. He know me well. You know, and Puff was like, yo, Gene, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, he just looked, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on.
Then there was that time YK Osiris went into full-on meltdown mode on a live after being with Diddy. He said he was doing some stuff he didn't want to do in order to feed his family too.
I want to get out this music industry because this is not for me, but I do it because I feed my family. But I don't want to be in this. This is not what God want me to do.
In 2021, Diddy and YK vacationed together in Jamaica. YK posted a pic of Diddy shirtless in the pool to his Insta with a prayer hands emoji, like he was worshipping Diddy. Then there was this picture of him eating fruit that looks kind of seductive, and people think Diddy took the photo. One person said, I said to myself, the moment I didn't see no female or a hint towards him being with family, I knew it was a man who sponsored the trip. I was watching all the stories of him showing himself alone in his villa like he was not there with a woman or working or even with his family. My gut said he's acting like a female who is on a paid trip and taking vids and photos to savor the moments. I thought off the top of my head, it was an exec for sure. Didn't know it would be Diddy. But it gets even worse. YK's baby mama says she dumped him when she caught him with a man. Stop asking me what happened with my baby daddy. I caught him with a man, okay? So that begs the question, was it Diddy? How'd Mike Tyson and Diddy hit it off? Well, in 1991, Diddy put together this celebrity basketball game at City College in New York. Big Daddy Kane, Heavy D, assorted members of Run DMC, LL Cool J, Mike Tyson, and Puff Daddy were all participants. It sounds like marketing genius, but things went sideways really quick and caused what's now known as the City College Stampede. People rushed the venue to get in, and 9 people were crushed to death. The gym could only hold 2,730 people, but around 5,000 people stormed it. Somehow charges were never brought against anyone involved, but a civil case was brought against Diddy, and blame was pointed at the college too. In the case, it was said that Diddy mismanaged the event and didn't have proper security in place for an event of that size. Then fast forward a few years and there was the whole East Coast, West Coast rap feud. Diddy was on the east side with Biggie Smalls in his corner, and Tupac was on the west side with Mike Tyson. The night Tupac was shot, he was actually in Las Vegas to watch a Mike Tyson fight. They were such good friends that Tupac actually came to visit him when he was in jail, which not many other people did. He admitted in an interview that he felt guilty that Tupac died. I feel a little guilty about him coming to the fight and me pressuring him. I was supposed to go out with him that night. I promised to go to the 662 with him that night, but I just had a little baby and her mother was provoking me to stay home, so I stayed home. Not long after that, Biggie was murdered too. And Diddy wasn't just Biggie's producer, but one of his best friends, so it hit him pretty hard. So you could say that he and Mike Tyson had went through things that really no one else experienced on the same level. But if what everyone says is true, Diddy called the hit on Tupac and was responsible for his death, even if he didn't pull the trigger himself. And maybe Mike didn't know that when he was palling around with him. It was definitely a complicated time.
Tupac, when he passed away, I was so curious. I said, what happened to this guy? Who was behind it? You know, the whole thing with the fight, you know, he's at your fight. He's going to get to the fight. I think you guys were supposed to spend some time together.
So somebody gets shot, I go to the hospital to see him, and then somebody else got killed. So I go to the funeral to see him, but the guy that went to the hospital is the guy that killed my friend I'm going to the funeral for.
Not long after that, in 1997, Puffy's restaurant called Justin opened, and he and Mike took pictures together for the grand opening. The two go back more than 30 years, so you know Mike Tyson has that good dirt on Diddy. It's only a matter of time before he lets it all slip. So what do you think? Are you waiting to hear what else Mike Tyson has said about Diddy? Were you surprised to learn that Mike Tyson and Diddy had even been friends? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.